Okay, our fellow listeners, that was our song that we just played right now, Draw Me Close to You, featuring Donnie McClurkin. That was an awesome one indeed. And I believe that's one of Felicia's favorite songs as well. And by the way, she is on the lines with us as we speak. Felicia, how are you doing? Great to have you with us.
Good afternoon. It is a big pleasure for me to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. It's an honor and privilege having you with us on the lines today. And to the listeners, thank you once again for tuning in. We are going to go into a short bio just to introduce you guys to Felecia this moment right now. Felecia, to you guys this moment. So Felecia Pretorius, which is a new light in the Afrikaans music industry, Lydenburg, South Africa, emerging from the quiet of the low felt and the depths of personal growth, a fresh voice has risen on the South African music scene in 2025. Felecia, with her debut single Masker, this multifaceted artist, entrepreneur, photographer, and singer brings not only a new sound but also a message of faith, self-acceptance, and inner healing in and South Africa is listening, that's for sure. And once again, thank you, Felecia, for being with us today on South Coast Radio.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So, about your song release, which was on the 9th of May, Light in the Storm. By the way, congratulations on the single that you released. Can you tell us?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you tell us what inspired the song?
Yeah, so Light in the Storm, actually, it wasn't supposed to be a song. It was actually just a moment where I sat down and I just tried to give myself hope and just telling myself everything is going to be okay. And in the beginning of the year, I've released Masker, and that was my my debut song, and that was a very upbeat song. And this one is more a quieter and peaceful song.
Yeah.
But at the moment that I went through that very difficult time where my dad was in hospital, I just had a moment where I felt, but I don't know, what to do. And you just get to a place, and I'm sure most of us get there, that you just feel this is out of my hands. I don't have any control over this. There's nothing I can do. And all that you can do is just hope, and you can just hold on to the hands of the Lord.
True.
And that is what I did. And one of my favorite Psalms is Psalm 27, that says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear or dread? The Lord is the strength, the refuge and stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" And this storm was just so big, and I just kept on holding on to that knowledge that the Lord is my light.
Okay, so the song was written during your dad's illness. How did that personal experience shape the lyrics and message?
Yeah, so at the stage that my dad was sick, I just felt that the song, as I said, it was just words for me to be encouraged. And then at one stage, I was talking to Henny Dreyer from Victory Music Studios, and we were actually on the way to record another song. And when I put down the phone, then I suddenly realized, but we have just made an appointment to record Light in the Storm. And then when I got to him, he started and he just put all the music and everything together. Every music instrument that's on the song, he has put on the song by himself on that day. I just sit with him and I gave him the lyrics and how the song should go approximate, and he just made magic on that day. And so at the end, when the song came to me, and he sent the song to me the day after, and on that day my friend's dad passed away. And then I could send that song as well to her. And I just felt, this song is an encouraging song. It's a song to tell you, you know what, no matter how big the storm is, there is a light in the storm. And we should not fear. We just have to hold on to his hand.
Okay, so Light in the Storm is in English, while your debut Masker was Afrikaans. What made you decide to write this one in English?
I think it is the reason of the Psalm 27 we've sang in church when I was a little girl, and this song, the words, "The Lord is my light and my salvation," and that I think that is the words that just was in my head at that moment. And sometimes I just think in English, other times I think in Afrikaans. So on that time, I think that the words in English just came to me, and that's why when I started to write this song, then I kept on writing in English. But I think it's also I used to sing English my whole life, and I never liked Afrikaans, if I can tell, the way that I pronounce the words while I'm singing. And then when I went to, then Masker was my first Afrikaans debut. And then when I went to Crescendo, then actually I started to fall in love with Afrikaans music. So it is actually there where I've where I started to like Afrikaans more, and I was actually proud to have written an Afrikaans song in the beginning of the year. But so I think it was just all the years it was only English music, and then Masker was actually the one that was different from the other music.
Yeah. And how was the recording and production process with Henny Dreyer at Victory Music Studio?
Sure. As I mentioned, Henny Dreyer is just such an talented musician. I just sang the song to him, and I was sitting there, and he picked up the guitar, and when he started playing, I was just like, yes, that's perfect. And he put all the music instruments in that song. Every music instrument that you hear there is from his hands, and he put it together. It was really an experience. It felt like I was watching artwork coming together on that day.
That's really awesome. And what message do you hope listeners take away from Light in the Storm?
There is times that you get to a place that you feel this is a storm. I'm in a storm, and it is hectic. And I just want people to have that in their head, to have that resonating to them, to tell them, if you are in a storm, just look beyond that storm and search for the light. Because there is always a light. If you've seen a storm, there's this lightning bursts that come out, and then you can see all around you. And it's not always bad, because if you're in a dark place, then you can suddenly see what's going on around you. But in this song, the light is the Lord. And sometimes when you go through a difficult time, or when you feel that you don't have hope yourself, the moment that you look around you and you see where you can actually spread hope, where you can come to someone and you can pray for someone, or you can help someone, then it just lifts something inside of you. The Lord says, nearer yourself to me, and I will near myself to you. The moment that you start reading the word, and you start reading or you start praying, then you just feel the Lord coming closer. And that's the light that you just see coming in then.
Really awesome. And looking at musical journey and growth, earlier this year you released Masker, which really resonated with people. How does Light in the Storm build on that journey?
Yes, so Masker is I was very excited about Masker. We did a music video and everything about Masker, and it really went far and is still going far. Kids love Masker. They love the just the vibe that it has, and
Yeah.
I just really wanted people to have something to listen to, and then just having to lift their spirits when they listen to it. And then, like Lighting the Storm is for people that sometimes when you're not feeling well, you feel that you are in a bad place. You don't
Yeah.
want to listen to upbeat music, and
True.
this is now the other side of the. It's just like the other side of the spectrum to get that softer notes and softer music, just to tell you softly everything will be okay. So I think it is actually the two of the songs is very similar. The message is similar, but it is completely different as well.
Great stuff. And you've been part of the 80 kV Crescendo program. How has that mentorship shaped your sound and confidence as an artist?
Yes, so as I mentioned, Otikofre Crescendo is an amazing organization where they just build artists and they teach you. I was actually looking around and searching for a place to go back, into the music industry to teach me what I have to know now. I've been in the music industry since I was very small, and then I've left everything for more than 10 years.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, so do you still make CDs? What is going on? And then when I was nominated as for the Horticulture Crescendo, and I got there, it was such an experience because they have teach us so much. They teach us more than just the music. It's more about the heart of the music, behind the music. And me as a person and me as an artist really grew after that, and having that experience. It's really something that I will suggest to any singer or
Yeah.
artist to also apply and try to get into that course.
Great. Now, both your songs carry strong themes of faith and hope. Why is it important for you to share these messages through your music?
Um, I think all of us have a story,
Yeah.
and my story really has. I have a lot of stories, and I feel like I'm a walking testimony. But the biggest thing that I just feel is there is hope, and I believe and I have faith. So such big faith, it's just something that you would love the whole world to know and the whole world to feel as well. And I think with music, it's a very good way to just to tell that story. I
Yeah.
don't. I love singing. Singing is just so. I love to sing, and but I love to sing something that's meaningful, something that brings hope and tell a story as well.
Okay, so looking at personal reflections, you've had an inspiring journey from accident recovery to finding your voice again. How has that season of silence influenced your music now?
Yes, so the time that I had an accident and I fell and I've lost the ability to speak for a while, and that was actually such a big testimony because in a very short time the Lord gave my speech back to me, and it was just by faith and hope to just hold on to His hand and just to believe it will come back. And I have a big testimony and a story behind it. But what it taught me after this whole incident that happened is that you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
What you have doesn't need to be perfect. I was always this perfectionist and everything should be perfect, and that was one of the reasons that I've put my talent in the closet, because I felt it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've learned is you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Your talent doesn't need to be perfect. You just have to have obedience.
True.
And a heart. The heart that will, the moment that someone tells you, go there, or you see something, or, you just feel in your heart that the Lord tells you to do something, go do it. You don't need to be perfect. And that is something that really shaped me so much. And now I just use my voice. I don't concentrate on the imperfections anymore, and I enjoy it so much. We really forget to enjoy life. We forget to enjoy the things that the Lord has given for us, because we try to make it better the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And if we just enjoy it, the becoming better will get there. You will get better. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
So you can't say, no, it's not perfect, I'm not going to do it anymore. So I think that is the biggest thing that shaped me in this whole story, just to be obedient. Don't worry about the perfectionist.
Exactly. And so music seems to run in your family. Do you think your grandfather's musical legacy plays a role in the artist you are today?
Absolutely, yes. So my grandfather, he will just look at an instrument and he will ask, what is this instrument? Then he will take it, and a few seconds later he will play a song on it. He was really talented, and still he's now very old, but he really has a big gift for music and art. And I grew up like that. I saw a lot of instruments, and weekends it was just music, and he had bands and was playing in bands, and I just, as a child, that was our to play in the music room, and to play on the keyboard, and to play on the guitar. So I think that really gave me a big, because sometimes kids or people will be like 18 and then they never touch the guitar in their life. But I already had that in me, and I think that really helped me as well in my music industry.
Great stuff. So, as a wife, mother, and entrepreneur, how do you balance family, faith, and a growing music career?
So that is a very difficult one. At one stage I felt like one of those clowns juggling a lot of balls, and I'm trying to play keyboard with my toes. But the biggest thing is just to have your boundaries. That is my biggest rule, is to have boundaries and to have a focus. So I know what my purpose is. I know what I am supposed to do, and I'm trying to really schedule all my stuff. And now and then you have balls that land on the floor, and then you just don't be hard on yourself when that happens. But that's the biggest thing. You have to know what is the plan. It's not by accident that you do this and this and this and this. It is by perseverance and by planning everything as well. But at the end of the day as well, I hold on to the Lord, and I'm trying everything that comes my way. Then I just ask Him, is this something I have to do or not? And when I don't have peace, I just let it go.
Okay, now looking ahead, what can fans look forward to next? Are you already working on more music, or even an album perhaps?
Yes, so I have a new original song that was written by a friend, and at this point I'm working on this song. The song's name is Eternally, and it's also a gospel song. And at the side, I'm also having other songs as well. But everything costs money, and so
True.
as I get the money, then I record and I work on each song. But it's not 100-meter race. It's a
Yeah.
journey.
True.
So
True.
I just work every day, and someone said the one day, you do your best and the Lord will do the rest. And that is what
Exactly.
I'm doing at this moment.
That's exactly on point. And if you could describe Light in the Storm in just 3 words, what would they be?
In 3 words, that is a difficult question. But I would say, I would really like people to see hope, light, and future.
Yeah.
You have a future with hope and light. And if you don't have hope and you can't see where you're going, then it's just dark.
True.
And yeah, I think that is definitely the 3 words that I will say.
Okay, and then closing off with our last question, what would you like to say to listeners who might be going through their own storm right now?
As I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
everyone at one stage goes through a storm. And my dad was telling a story the other day about a son and the dad that was driving through a storm, and everyone was pulling off the road, and they were just driving and driving, but they drove slowly. They didn't drive fast.
Yeah.
And the boy was telling, Dad, stop, there's a storm, everyone is pulling over, Dad, stop. And he was just driving and driving, and then at one stage they got to the other side of the storm, and he stopped and he got out of the car, and they were watching this dark cloud of the storm, and they were just looking back at everyone that was still in that storm.
Sure.
And the dad said to the son, if we have stopped, we would still have been in that storm.
True.
And I think the message that I just want to say today is just keep pushing on. Just keep going forward, even if it's single little steps. Just go forward.
Yeah.
And just believe that the storm will end. There will be the end in the storm, and you will look back, and everyone that was not willing to push through will still be in that storm.
Yeah.
And you will be there victorious and just looking back and have the testimony of this beautiful story.
That's really awesome, Felecia, and also thank you once again for being with us on South Coast Radio this very moment. And so, before we go, is there anything maybe you'd like to add, like a shout out to any of the listeners that are tuning in from your side, perhaps?
I would just like to say to everyone that's listening, thank you for listening to our songs.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything to listen. It cost us a lot to make this music, and we don't complain about what it cost us because we're doing it out of love.
Yeah.
But just to listen doesn't cost you anything, and that is really a big payment for us as artists, if people listen to it and take it to heart, because every song has a message, and if you listen closely, that message will be a seed in your heart that will someday grow in the time that you need it the most. So I just want to thank everyone that's listening and supporting our artists in the music that we're doing.
That's really awesome, and thank you once again for being with us on South Coast Radio, Felecia. It's really been awesome having you with us, and this interview that you shared with us from your personal experiences, etc. It's really awesome indeed. And so to the listeners also, thank you once again for tuning in to this session we just had with Felecia and about her song that she released recent, which was Light in the Storm. Stay tuned because we're going to be playing that song right about now as well. So that and also some more music that's coming up, more praise and worship for you to enjoy for this very moment right now. And once again, guys, thank you so much for being with us.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.